The Texans defense will be better in 2020. Actually, it'll be way better in 2020. But just because I'm saying it's going to be way better doesn't mean I'm saying it's going to be a top 10 unit. I'm not saying these guys are going to be the 2019 Bills defense or the 2018 Bears defense. That's just not going to happen. But the thing is, our defense was so bad last year that it's almost impossible for them to get worse. I mean, it could happen, but defense getting worse would take like a bunch of injuries happening, and I just don't see that happening. But yeah, this defense will be better. But before we get into why I think it'll be better, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and click the notification bell so you don't miss another video. Anyways, let's start off with the biggest reason I think this defense will be better. Romeo Crennel is out of here. As you guys know, Romeo Crennel, once upon a time, legendary defensive coordinator. But for the past 2 years, the dude's been really washed up. I mean, the things he does or did were like, what in the world are you doing? Like, for example, he had Garyon Conley, Roby, Vernon Hargraves, 3 guys that specialize in press man coverage, but then he has them consistently playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Like, you don't do that. Then you have the whole dropping McKinney back into coverage. Like, what in the world? And then you have them having guys like Angelo Blackson and Brandon Dunn out there in pass rush situations when you got Jacob Martin and Charles Omenihu who actually can pass rush. So his ability to sub players in and out of the lineup, that was terrible. His whole 10 yards off the line of scrimmage is terrible. And then his inability to adjust mid-game, that was complete trash. Like, look at the Broncos game. Look at the playoff game versus the Chiefs. Like, yeah. Once things went bad, nothing changed. He kept doing the same thing over and over and over and hoped it would eventually work instead of, making adjustments and trying to stop what the other team was doing to them, because obviously what he was trying to do initially wasn't working. And yeah, I just think Crennel, he's too old, man. The game has passed him by. It's time to bring in someone new. And in comes Anthony Weaver. As you guys know, Weaver is from the Rex Ryan coaching tree, and apparently he's going to try to emulate his defense like Rex Ryan's defense, which is an aggressive man coverage defense that blitzes a lot. So, hey, we got guys that can blitz. We got guys that specialize in man coverage. We got Garyon Conley, Roby. We got Lonnie working really hard over there. So, yeah, this defense will be better, large part because I think Anthony Weaver is young. He knows what's going on in the NFL today. He knows what works. He knows what doesn't. And he knows what it takes to win in today's NFL. And honestly, I'm not really basing this off like anything. I just have a gut feeling that Anthony Weaver is going to be a really good defensive coordinator, and he's probably going to end up getting a head coaching job eventually, because he's like one of those names in the come up, I guess you could say. Now, the next reason why our defense will be more improved next year, more pass rush. More pass rush. Finally! I've been asking for this for a while. We need a guy in the middle who can rush the passer. We got Ross Blacklock. Now, Blacklock isn't going to come in here and rack up 100 sacks in a season. That's just not going to happen. That's not the way his position works unless you're Aaron Donald or Chris Jones or J.J. Watt back in those days where he was playing inside. You're not going to rack up that many sacks, but what he can do is pressure the quarterback, push the pocket, get into the quarterback's face, make him uncomfortable, and even though he's a rookie, he's a better interior pass rusher than anyone we had on the roster last year. But wait, there's more. We also have Timmy Jernigan, who can also somewhat rush the passer from the inside. I'm not saying this, Timmy Jernigan's going to go in there and do as good as Blacklock, but Timmy Jernigan is also better at pass rushing than any other interior defensive lineman that we had last year, not named Charles Omenihu. So now we got pass rush on the inside. Not only that, we got Jonathan Granard, so that's another edge rusher to add to the list of players we have that can come off the edge. We already had JJ, and JJ can also play inside, by the way. So yeah, we got JJ, we got Whitney Merciless, we got Jacob Martin, we got Granard coming in, and then possibly Duke Ejiofor coming back, depending how he does in preseason. He make the team, and he had a lot of promise his first year in preseason. So yeah, we have a lot of pass rushers. We have more pass rushers. We can rotate these guys, keep them fresh. Like I've said before, Whitney Merciless and J.J. Watt should not be playing 99.9% of snaps this late in their career. Rotate them. You have a lot of talented guys, so rotate them, keep them fresh, make them last till December, January, and hopefully even February. So, yeah, we have a lot of pass rush, and I am definitely excited about that. Now, let me just say this about the corner position. Let's move on to the corners. For whatever reason, a lot of Texans fans seem to think that our secondary is an issue. Now, I'm not saying our secondary is exactly amazing or the best, but when looking at last year's defense, to me, the secondary was not that big of a concern for me. I mean, I was far more concerned about keeping Romeo Crennel and the pass rush, because honestly, I love Garyon Conley. I think he could be cornerback one material. And Bradley Roby, I didn't like him when we signed him, but the dude proved me wrong. He balled out and he earned his contract, which is actually pretty cheap, by the way, compared to other corners that aren't good, like Trey Waynes or James Bradbury, who got 15 mil a year. Yeah, no, we got Roby for 10 mil a year, so that's robbery right there. And we also got Motorboat Lonnie going into year 2. I mean, some people don't like Lonnie Johnson. I was also in that group, but hey, if you're on Twitter, you guys know Lonnie Johnson has been working really hard. I think Lonnie Johnson has been the Texans player that has been working the hardest this offseason, and honestly, I am convinced he's been working with the footwork king, and I think Lonnie Johnson will be good next season because he's been putting the work in. He wants to be great, and I think this year Lonnie will be very good for the Texans. So you have your 3 starting corners, and keep this in mind. Bradley Roby, he's going to get better with us because he's going into year 2 with us. Garyon Conley, he was here for half the year. He came in mid-year on the fly and had to play immediately. He's also going into year 4. He's still young. He can get better. He will get better. And like I said, Lonnie Johnson, 2nd round pick. He was a rookie last year. He's been working really hard. He's going to get better. That hard work that Lonnie's putting in, it's going to pay off. And then you move on to Justin Reed. Last year, Justin Reed played with a messed up shoulder all season long. And I'm not going to say I knew he was playing through an injury, but he was missing a bunch of tackles. He wasn't playing as good as he did his rookie year, and I was like, man, what's wrong with Justin Reed? Sophomore slump. But then after the season it came out, dude was playing the whole season with a torn shoulder, man. Yeah. He's not going to be hurt next year. And keep in mind, Justin Reed, he's still young. He is going into year 3. So he's going to be better. He's not going to have that nasty shoulder injury next year. So we have all these players. They're going to get better. And, there's more players. Like I said, Lonnie Johnson, Justin Reed, Garyon Conley, Jacob Martin. He's going into year 2 with us. His 3rd year in the NFL. He's going to be better. You have Charles Omenihu. He was a rookie last year. He's going to improve as well. I've seen Charles Omenihu working really hard as well. I think Lonnie and Charles Omenihu have probably been the ones that have been working the most out of all the Texans, at least on social media. Obviously, they all don't post it on social media, but in social media, Lonnie Johnson, Charles Omenihu, they've been working really hard, and I think that hard work is going to pay off. You got Duke Ejiofor coming back, and then keep this in mind, Zach Cunningham is going into year 4, so there's still room for improvement for Zach Cunningham. So this defense, I am definitely excited about it. If you're not excited about this defense, then I don't know what to tell you. This is probably going to be our best defense since 2016. We have so much young talent everywhere, and I absolutely love it. Now, just because I love the direction this defense is trending in doesn't mean I don't have any concerns with it. I have a few concerns, like, for example, we don't have DJ Reader anymore, an elite nose tackle, even though I think it was a smart move to not pay DJ Reader a bunch of money because he's a 2-down player. He's still not on the team, and I think the run defense could take a hit, but then again, we have other guys that are good at run stopping on the inside, like Angelo Blackson, Brandon Dunn, Timmy Jernigan, Ross Blacklock. So, I mean, we could be fine, but still, that's in the back of my mind type of thing. Another thing, we don't have a safety opposite Justin Reed. Tashawn Gibson was cut, and honestly, Eric Murray, can you trust him? I don't know, because I haven't seen enough of him, because there's not enough of him out there, so I don't know if I can trust Eric Murray. And then another thing is my last concern with the defense. I don't think we have any depth at the inside linebacker position. We have, Cunningham and McKinney, your starters. And then outside of that, we don't have depth, in my opinion, because yes, you do have Dylan Cole, but can you trust Dylan Cole to stay healthy? If he does, great. We're fine at inside linebacker. If he doesn't, then who's your next guy? Peter Colombai? Yeah. So, definitely have some concerns with the defense as well, which is why this defense will not be a top 10 unit, but I do think this defense will be middle of the pack. They'll be like the 17th, 16th, or 15th best defense. They're not going to be a dominant unit, but they'll definitely be significantly improved from last year. And honestly, with our offense that I think is going to be way better than last year, way better, like top 3 unit, and an average defense, I think this team will be very, very dangerous and fun to watch for the first time in a long time. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys for today. Comment down below your opinion on this defense. How much better do you think it'll be, or do you actually think it'll be worse? And be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.